Joining us now to discuss this, Congressman Keith Self. He serves on the House Foreign Affairs Committee. He represents the 3rd Congressional District of Texas. He also served our country in the United States Army for 25 years before retiring as a lieutenant colonel. Congressman Self, welcome back to Washington Watch. Thanks for joining me.
You bet, Tony. Good to be here.
All right, I think I have a pretty good idea of where you stand on the president's decision to go after the Iranian regime, but I'm going to give you a chance to comment on it and your thoughts on these as we're moving into the completion of the first week.
Yeah, the president is ending a forever war. Look, since 1979, when the Ayatollahs took control with this tyrannical regime, they've been chanting death to America, death to Israel. They've killed at least hundreds, if not thousands, of Americans. The real forever war, the 50-year war, 47 years, has been with Iran. And they are the leading sponsor of terrorism around the world. So this is ending a forever war. I don't think the air campaign, we now have air superiority over Iran. That's vitally important. I do not want American boots on the ground, other than perhaps some advisors or trainers, which I think we might have to do, special forces types. But I think that the air campaign will go on for several weeks longer until we totally obliterate their ability for offensive operations. And that's the goal. Look, the regime may survive depending on the groups inside Iran, starting with the Kurds. There are others. How they rise up. Do the Iranian people rise up? So those are my initial thoughts. We could go on forever. I'll turn it back to you, Tony.
Well, I want to explore the Kurds. A lot of focus has been on the Kurds. Will someone be resourcing the Kurds to aid them in their efforts?
Well, that's a great question, because whoever it is, and I'm sure the United States government, the administration, is deciding who are we going to supply? Who are we going to train? Because I think it's got to be somebody. So if it's the Kurds, and I think the Kurds are natural, then we should supply them, perhaps train them, but they're very capable in and of their own right. With the Kurds, though, you have to be careful, because Kurds are not just in Iran. We bring Syria into it, we bring Turkey into it, and I will tell you, there are countries, Iraq, there are countries that do not want to see the Kurds have a major seat at the table. So that it's not just an Iranian issue. It brings the region into this issue. I want to see the Iranian people rise up. For us to somehow supply them to see if they can take over their own country.
There's going to be a longer ramp up for that, because they don't have the resources and material to do that. But I'm going to go back to the Kurds for just a moment, because to your point, yes, they're a real problem for Turkey, but could this not even be a way to keep Turkey in check?
It could be. I have heard one of the princes of the Gulf region use the word Kurdistan. So if they're using that word now, they may be actually socializing it amongst themselves that, yes, we need a Kurdistan, because there's a significant group of people, ethnic group, that are in 4 countries. Maybe we ought to provide them the wherewithal to have their own country. And it would certainly, as you say, perhaps keep Turkey in check.
I mean, this is it's a very dynamic situation, and it's not like you move one piece and then nothing else happens. I mean, they're trying to predict what may come from this reshuffling of the geopolitical landscape in the Middle East is somewhat difficult, because frankly, in the past, we've not gotten it right. But I do think when you look at, and I want to get your thoughts on this, Iran has a Western mindset. And if we return them to a democracy of sorts, I actually think Israel and Iran could become really pillars of stabilization in the Middle East. What do you think?
Oh, absolutely. I've been saying this. Iran has a culture that is 5,000 years old, that is not Islamic. This Islamic regime was imposed on them, and most of them do not want to be Muslim. They want to be Persian. They don't even refer to themselves as Iranians. They are Persians. They have their own culture. They have their own language. So absolutely, I think this is a real possibility if we get this right. So I couldn't agree more, Tony, that this is a nation that could be an outlier and come out of Islamization. I'm very optimistic that if we get this right and the people do their job, this might happen.
Will this conflict expand before it settles down?
Well, it depends on the regime. Whoever's in charge, whoever's making the decisions. Look, they've attacked every single country now on their western flank. And these are Sunnis. Remember, the Islamic regime in Iran is Shia. Sunnis and Shias have nothing to do with each other. They hate each other. So they've attacked a bunch of Sunni nations, and that's not going to go well for them because they are totally different sects under Islam. Yeah, it could expand as the regime gets more desperate. It could very well expand, which is why we need to continue to take out their offensive weapons, their missiles. Aircraft are gone, Navy's gone. So yes, it will expand as they get more desperate.
Now, many thought after Midnight Hammer in June of last year that, basically they were decimated and set back, but new information suggested they have been busy working and were very close to once again breaking out with a nuclear weapon.
And they certainly...
Is that accurate?
Well, I don't think anyone knows that they were close to breaking out. I'm not going to go there. But they certainly had recovered their fissionable material, their uranium. So they definitely had recovered that from the rubble. So absolutely, they were working on it. I don't know how close they were, but they also had the missiles restocked and ready to go. And I think that was the primary reason that we attacked when we did. Not only the meeting in which we took out the Ayatollah and the senior leadership, but also the fact that they were ready to go on the offense. We just beat them to the punch.
Just about 45 seconds left, Congressman Self. Any concern about sleeper cells here in the United States that could respond?
Absolutely. Look, the lone wolves, such as the shooter in Austin that killed several people, wounded several more, those are bad enough. I am far more concerned about the sleeper cells in the United States that will be well trained and able to work together as a unit. That's much more concerning to me. The DOJ has identified thousands of known terrorists that are in the United States today. So some of them are obviously Iranian. It is a real concern, not the lone wolves. They're going to do a lot of damage, right, but the sleeper cells could do more.
Agreed. Congressman Keith Self, always great to have you on the program. Thanks so much for taking time to talk with us today.
Thank you, Tony.